So I'm gonna do like predictions for stuff, like various like awards and shit like that. Because I should have done it at the beginning of the season, and I didn't because I'm stupid. But I should have done it. I should have done that. I'm trying to find the odds for stuff right now. Let me find it. Last I checked, they only had MVP. Okay, they got more than MVP now. That's good. Okay, I got the odds up now. So with like MVP, I guess I'm just gonna smack the MVP right off rip. I was gonna go Jalen Hurts, and I've kind of been on the Hurts train with it. I might have mentioned it. I don't know if I did, but before the season, I was talking to a friend at work, and I told him that I thought my dark horse for MVP was gonna be Jalen Hurts because I thought he was gonna get that like second year like starting jump, that I think happens occasionally, and he definitely did. And then they bought in with AJ Brown, and I was like, if you get him a guy, Devonta Smith progresses. You've got two top receivers right there. Devonta Smith isn't a top receiver, but whatever. Two great receivers right there, along with the second year progression, and kind of I feel like the voters at this point go crazy for guys that can run the ball. That's what I feel like, and so I also do that. But so I thought it was gonna be Jalen Hurts, or I thought he was a dark horse, and now he's not a dark horse. He is the MVP, which is fun to see. And then for Offensive Player of the Year right now, my prediction early in the season was going to be Nick Chubb. I thought Nick Chubb was just going to start consistently cranking out 100-yard plus one-touchdown performances. And then he was for a while, and then he just kind of stopped, if I recall correctly, because I have him on my fantasy team, and he was doing really well for a while, and then he just kind of stopped. Yeah, after that Cincinnati game, that was it. Up until the Cincinnati game, he was averaging over one touchdown a game, which is crazy. He was averaging like 1 point something a game. And then they had a bye, and then he played in Miami and had 63 yards and a touchdown. And then he played Buffalo and had 19 yards. Then he played Tampa, had a good game again, had 100 yards and a touchdown. Good game. And then he played Houston and had 80 yards and nothing. And then he played Cincinnati and had 34 yards. But yeah, since the week of Cincinnati game, he hasn't been it. So that my prediction was wrong there. And now it's looking like it's either going to be Justin Jefferson or Tyreek Hill. Or I guess it says Jalen Hurts. I'd be pissed if it was Jalen Hurts. Personally, I think that there should be some difference there. Unless you're talking like a record-breaking year where, everything goes to hell and you're dropping, let's say as your quarterback, you got 4,500 yards, 700 rushing yards, 40 passing, 8 rushing, like less than 10 picks. Then you give it to him. You give him both, right? You give him both. But, whatever. I remember in Rodgers' first MVP year, they gave him the Offensive Player of the Year considerations. He was in the top 3, which I was mad about because Devontae went nuts that year, and I really wanted Devontae to be there. Because I wanted Devontae to get credit for him being a fucking GOAT. But no. So now, but to me, I think it's going to be Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is, from what I read yesterday, on pace to end 3 yards short of Calvin's record. Which, so last year I was really against Cooper Kupp beating that record. I was very nervous he was going to break it because if it was the 17-game season. But for whatever reason, I feel better about Justin Jefferson breaking it. Probably because I didn't really believe in Cooper Kupp, which perhaps I was wrong. But I didn't believe in Cooper Kupp. I do believe in Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in football. And so maybe I feel a little bit better about him breaking it. He also feels like kind of like a Calvin 2.0. Not as big, his upper body's definitely not as big, but like if you like look at like his stride length, it's very similar. So I'd feel okay with him breaking it, I think. I feel like I'd always have the asterisk there. But, if he breaks the single-season receiving record, whatever. Whatever. That's not my problem. But I think it's probably going to be him. Defensive player of the year is either going to be Micah Parsons or Nick Bosa. That's it. Those are the only two guys involved. Chris Jones is at plus 4,000. Just get a $100 bet when you $4,000, so that's not happening. And I mean, just because gonna be Micah Parsons there, minus 250 is really low. I remember I used to kind of think that like if it was like minus some, then if it was like above minus like 200, that was like a lock. But no, I remember last year Evan Mobley was like minus 450 for Rookie of the Year. Then Scotty Barnes took it, which I was very surprised by. I had Evan Mobley there, but I don't know. It just seems like it's gonna be Micah Parsons. However, actually, that Dallas defense did not play well against, Houston, and the Niners defense just keeps slaughtering. Like week after week, they are murdering people. Who do they play next week? Cowboys play the Jags. That's rough. And then the Niners, they play the Seahawks. Actually, no, I'm going to go Nick Bosa. I'm going to go Trumpy himself. I'm going to go Nick Bosa. Yeah. And then comeback player of the year is locked up. Is Geno. Is locked up. I thought going into the year it was going to be locked down Derrick Henry. No shot. Anybody else had it. But I guess I just kind of misunderstood where we were at with comeback player of the year. That like it was kind of also like mixed in with most improved, because like Geno Smith was playing football last year. He played a solid amount of football last year for the same team, even. But no, they're gonna keep him there, which is whatever. Again, I'm happy enough for Geno that he's playing football well that I'm okay with it. I am all vibes with him winning, whatever. And then coach of this seems like it's just going to be Nick Sirianni. Oh, look at that. I didn't even know Dan Campbell was top 2 now. Look at DC. MC DC. Good for him. It's going to be Nick Sirianni. I'm not even going to fuck with it. I don't know why that isn't more. It's crazy to me that Geno is minus 550 and Nick Sirianni, the guy who's 12-1, is minus 350. Whatever. Now, offensive rookie of the year is up between Garrett Wilson, Kenneth Walker, and Christian Watson. I really want it to be Christian Watson for some reason. I couldn't tell you why I want it to be him, but I would like it to be him. I don't know who it's going to be. I really don't know if I have a prediction there. It seems like Kenneth Walker has been kind of injured, so he's going to be in and out of it. I thought we thought he was a lock. And I'm just going to go Christian Watson. I'm going to go Christian Watson on it because it'd be sick as shit if it was him, and I would love it, and I'd be very happy. Defensive Rookie of the Year is going to be Sauce Gardner. Just going to be him. That's how that's going to go. And now I'll give some rundown on like the divisions and conferences and everything like that. So I was really hoping Miami would be able to come up and take that division winner spot. If I'm being honest, I was going to have them to make it out of the AFC but before these last 2 weeks, I had them making it out of the AFC. But not anymore, which is unfortunate. I don't know who I have coming out of the AFC. I'm going to figure that out in the middle of this whole thing. But Buffalo's winning the division. No shot. They're not. And then you've got Baltimore and Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati's going to hit that division. They're, I think, behind right now, but I just don't see the Ravens with or without Lamar at this point because Lamar's been so shaky. With or without Lamar, I think that it's going to be Cincinnati because Cincinnati's got Chase back and they're playing lights out right now, I feel like. Who did they play last week? Who did they play? I forget who they played. They played Cleveland and they beat their ass, which is great. The AFC South is going to be the Titans. It would be really funny if it were the Jags, but it's going to be the Titans, But it'd be really funny if it was the Jags. Just keep that there. Chiefs to win in the West. They're minus 20,000 right now. So if I wanted to win $100, I'd have to bet $20,000 on them. The NFC East, that's going to be the Eagles, locked in. The Vikings are going to win the North. The NFC North, I mean. Now, the NFC South is also going to be the Bucs, and I'm so pissed about it. Yeah, it seems like the divisions are kind of locked in. I don't know why I went over that as much as I did. They're just kind of locked. The only one that's really up in the air is the AFC North. Everything else is pretty much locked in. Are the Cardinals plus 100,000? If I bet $100 on the Arizona Cardinals to win their division right now, that would net me $100,000 if they did it. That's cool. All right. So now we'll go to the conference winners. Let's go who's going to win the conferences. Again, I thought that the Dolphins would win the AFC. That was my initial belief. I no longer believe that. I don't think that is going to happen. So your top three people here, we're looking at the same cats from last year. You got the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Bengals. I don't see it with. Here's the thing. I feel like a lot of these teams, I just don't see it with. Like, I don't see the Bills making it out. Like, I'm very sorry. No, I actually, no, I say I don't see it. I see it. I just don't think it's very likely because the Bills have been so shaky through these past few weeks. They, took a while, and even then never really pull away from the Jets. They got close to the Lions. They've had a lot of close games recently, and I just don't, I just can't. I can't, bet on that. I can't bet on the Bills. And so I think, and then you got the Chiefs, which are the Chiefs. And then you got the Bengals, which are also there, looking at them to repeat. I think I'm just going to have to go Chiefs here, which sucks. Not because I don't like the Chiefs. But not because of any fault of their own. I just get bored very quickly. I don't like the Bills anymore either, if I'm being honest with you. I don't hate the Bills. But if the Bills win, I'm all right with it. But if I'm watching games, I'm rooting against the Bills. I have a very short attention span with teams. I'm just kind of all in on Miami right now, and if Miami can pull it out, then they can pull it out, but not looking likely. So now the NFC is, I think, the way more interesting conversation. Because the NFC, we're looking at the Eagles, the Niners, the Cowboys, the Vikings are there, and then you have the Green Bay Packers. We're not making it out of the NFC. But again, I think the Eagles are very viable. The Niners are very viable. If I'm being honest, that's it. I think that's going to be our NFC Championship game. But I think that, I think it's going to be the Eagles or the Niners. And I'm going to bet on the Niners. I think the Eagles are fantastic. But I think this is going to be... Ooh, do I not believe in the Eagles to continue to be a powerhouse? I might not. I don't know. I feel like this might be the Eagles' shot here. They're going to do great this year, and they need to win right now. Otherwise, next year I think they're going to fall off a cliff a little bit, and they're going to go 10-7, and then the Cowboys are going to win their division. They're going to go 12-5, and then all of a sudden, there's trouble in Philly, and then the fans are going to go crazy, and it's going to be real bad. But I'm going to pick the Niners because I think that defense is too strong. The defense is too strong. Unless you have the wild card where the Packers come in, I don't see it. And then in the Super Bowl with the Niners and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl rematch, that's the story. That would be the story. I'm taking the Niners this time. I think that Mahomes just being a crazy individual won't be enough. And I'm going to take the Niners. So right now, if I had to put money on it, let me see what the Super Bowl odds are. Right now, the Niners are fourth at plus 900, and that's who I'm picking. Right now, my Super Bowl prediction is the San Francisco 49ers. They beat the shit out of just about everybody they come across. Brock Purdy or not, screw it. Brock Purdy for MVP. Because Debo, we saw the Debo stuff. Debo's actually going to get away with it. He kind of going to get away with that. It's like a high ankle sprain or something rather than his leg is gone. Because that looked rough. His ankle was facing the wrong way. But I think that's going to be it. That's your Super Bowl right there. I think we got a Niners-Chiefs rematch, and I think the Niners are going to take it this time. That defense is too solid. The Chiefs' defense is not enough. And, that's what I think. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, guys.